guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is a really important day for me because I'm challenging myself to make one of the most difficult pastries there is, macarons. I'm excited to document my first time making these and we'll see if it's a success or if there's room for improvement. Let's get started. So today we're making pistachio macarons with a chocolate filling. So this is all we need for that. Pistachios that we're gonna process, powdered sugar, normal sugar, salt, and I have 3 egg whites that I already separated. Now we're gonna work on our pistachios first. So I just need 3/4 of a cup pistachios. I just have like some slivered pistachios here, and we just need 3/4 of a cup. And now we're just gonna put the cap on and process these until they're a fine powder. That's such a pretty color. Now that we have our pistachios a little finer, we're gonna add in our powdered sugar and then just combine it one last time and then we'll be done. So we just need 1 1/4 cups of powdered sugar. 1 cup and 1/4 cup. And we're just gonna process a few more times. Make sure you don't just like leave the food processor on and leave, because this is gonna turn it into pistachio nut butter. Okay, so I've just been pulsing it and I think it's like a nice fine powder. That's good, a nice light shade of green. So now we're just gonna sift our pistachio and powdered sugar mixture, just to make sure that we have like a nice smooth cookie and no clumps. Okay, so I just finished sifting my pistachio mixture. There were some parts that were still like in the sifter that didn't go through, but I just decided to add those in because it wasn't even that much. So this is what we have. And now we're gonna move on to our meringue, which is the part with the egg whites. Just make sure no yolks went in your whites when you separated them. We're also gonna add a dash of salt. So now we're just going to, on medium speed, whip the egg whites until soft peaks form until our next step. Okay, so we're at the point where it's like a soft peak, not fully like a stiff peak, but it's definitely getting some firmness. It's like solidifying a little bit. So now what we're gonna do is add in 1/4 cup of just normal sugar, 1 tablespoon at a time on high speed. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, I think that's stiff peaks, but let's see. This is how we're gonna test if it's a stiff peak. If you can hold it upside down and it won't drop. Like a blizzard at Dairy Queen and nothing even happened. Our next step is called the macaronage. I did some research about this and it's basically when you're actually making your macaron batter. We're gonna fold in 2 batches the dry ingredients into the meringue. We have our dry ingredients. I'm going to first add in just that much. So I'm just gonna fold until that's pretty mixed in. And then I'm gonna add in the rest.
I think it might turn out to be a nice little pastel green.
Is it raining? Oh no, it's beautiful outside. I feel like I'm working with marshmallow.
I was literally just gonna say it's giving marshmallow.
It's turning into batter. You're supposed to like keep mixing the batter until it can fall off your spatula and form like a figure 8. I feel like we're almost getting there, actually. So one way we can see if we folded it enough is if we lift our spatula and make like a figure 8, if it forms like a ribbon, like flows like lava. So let's test that. I think that we're good with our
Stop saying I think. Be a little more confident.
But I'm not confident. So our batter looks to be pretty good. It was flowing like a ribbon, and now I just have a plastic bag, and I'm gonna add our batter batter into our plastic bag. I have all my macaron batter in this bag. It's a really nice green color actually, and we didn't even add any food coloring. Okay, and now we're gonna start piping our macarons. So since this is my first time piping macarons, I've been practicing a little bit, and I found that the best way is to squeeze upright, stop squeezing, and then twist the top, just like that. Keep doing that. I feel like I'm getting better as I've been going along. Like these ones they're just better looking than the previous pan.
This top row
they're all touching.
They're all in love. It's okay, we can just eat them.
Kanga line, wait, what's it called?
Conga.
Okay, so I piped my first macarons of my whole life. I'm really happy with actually how they turned out. And now I'm just gonna tap them to get any last air bubbles out. Okay, and now I'm just gonna let them sit out for about like 30 minutes before I put them in the oven. This just helps them form like a skin on top and like dry out. That's something I saw that people do, so we're just gonna do that. Okay, so our macarons have been resting for about 30 minutes, and I think they're nice and dried out by now. And I've just preheated my oven to 350, and we're gonna put each batch in the oven for 10 minutes, and then we'll check on them. I hope it turns out well, and we'll see. Okay, so our first batch of macarons just finished, and it's the moment of truth. I'm gonna see how they turned out. I think that they turned out really good. We have the little feet at the bottom. Okay, so that's our first batch. I'm just gonna let them cool, and then we're gonna put our second batch in the oven. And once they're all done and cooled, we're gonna fill them. I just took our second batch out of the oven. This batch, the shells are a little more cracked, but that's okay because it's my first time. Me and my family kind of tried some of the first batch of macarons, and it has a nice like sweet flavor, and it's like perfectly chewy. Like it has that chewiness that the store-bought macarons have. So I think they turned out good for my first time, and like I'm proud of myself in general for my first time. So these just really have to cool, and then later on I'm just going to fill them and then enjoy them. I'm super excited to have them like with the filling, but overall I'm just really proud of myself for like attempting to try something new, not being confident throughout the baking process, but it's okay because even if it didn't turn out 100% perfect, which I'm sure it didn't, it's like a step in the right direction. So I'm really happy about that. Okay, so my macarons have cooled, and I just paired them with similar sized ones. They're not all uniformly sized, but that's okay. Now I'm just filling them. I made this chocolate filling a little earlier with just a few basic ingredients, and I'm gonna put the recipe for that in the description below. Now I've been starting to fill them, and I've filled a few of them. They actually look so cute. I'm just gonna keep filling them, and I just wanted to talk about like my experience making these today. I feel like I was a little nervous because I wasn't completely confident in what I was doing. Like I have so much experience baking other things like brownies and cookies and muffins that I don't have any doubts of what things are supposed to look like. But you know, I tried my best, and I think that for my first time they turned out pretty good, and I'm excited to keep trying and making them and seeing how much better they get as time goes on. Overall, I hope this video and my baking challenge today inspires you to also pick something that is a challenge for you, and it's okay if you're not the most confident or if you're not the best at it at first, because that's where everyone starts. But just try your best and challenge yourself and see what might happen. Like I didn't know that these macarons would, you know, develop the correct foot and actually have a nice smooth top. And I know they're not all the same size, and some of them touched when they were baking, but that's okay. You know, sometimes you make better progress than you thought you would make. And so I want to see you guys challenge yourselves in that same way to see some progress that you didn't even think would be possible and keep growing from there. Alright guys, so it's the next day and I'm finally filming my outro. So these are my finished macarons, and as you can see, we ate all of them last night. Like, there's barely any left. They were really good. I really liked how they turned out. You can see that they got the feet that are supposed to be developed when making macarons. I really like their texture. They were nice and chewy, and I really like the flavor with the pistachio and the chocolate. It really went well together actually. And I literally ate like 6 of them. Like, it was so good. And overall, I'm really proud of myself for trying out a new technique, seeing how it would go. It could have gone either way, good or bad. I think it went pretty well, and the important thing is that we are open to learning and growing through each challenge that we put ourselves in. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video inspired you to challenge yourself in anything you want and see where it takes you and see what could happen. You literally could do better at it than you thought you could. And that's something really great to see. I hope that you enjoy this recipe if you make it. Bye!